Primetime, that's the name.
Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime, primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
And then he couldn't fire his glutes later.
Matt Hayes.
His balls are different in person.
And Leon Searcy.
So they were smelling themselves.
Oh, my gosh.
With no deal.
How you like me now?
I come off the practice field today, and I was smelling myself like, man, it was hot. I spent a majority of the time under the big, bright, beautiful sun and watched the team go at it.
That's that good funk, though.
Yeah, it is. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're going to be golfing later, so instead of me wearing a T-shirt and then going into another, I just went ahead and said, I'm going to soak up this Oakley polo right now, get as sweaty as I can.
Nice.
But we got plenty of practice to talk about from today. Probably the last physical practice I think we will see because you're going to go through basically a kind of a maybe uppers and a walkthrough tomorrow. And they might still knock heads a little bit, but then they're getting ready, of course, for the first preseason game. And then after that, we won't be allowed back in the Mecca to watch them. So we got plenty to get into today. And it was hot and steamy, sir.
It was. But, they're in game format right now.
Yeah.
During the season, it's going to kind of be the same way.
Right.
Because they got a game Saturday, so more than likely. Today was the last intense day. Tomorrow will be a little walkthrough, and then you got the game. But today I saw some good stuff, especially about the offense. Now, you told me yesterday that the defense dismantled the offense.
Yeah, they got after
it pretty good. I think the offense, for the most part, during practice, got them back.
All right.
And that's what you're supposed to do.
So that's what you need. If both sides winning their fair share for this team to have a chance. So we got plenty to get into with training camp. We got college football news that we want to throw at you today. Golf Club of Southampton bringing you Wednesday show. Would love to see you out at the 9 after 5 tonight. It's out there at the beautiful Golf Club of Southampton. You can call 287-PLAY. Get on the tee sheet. A little after 5, we tee it off. You got a 9-hole game. You got a skins game along with it. Food and prizes afterwards. It's all part of our Wednesday 9 after 5. So make sure you drop on by. Now, speaking of dropping by, we've got another one of our guys in the know, okay? We had our head coach, Dave Campo, for a number of years. We got a going-away party for him a couple of Tuesdays from now, the 19th, at the Hodges Ale House. But with the relationship we have with Coach, we got to, and your relationship we have with Gerald Ingram, we got to meet Gerald Ingram, who coached under Coughlin here and then coached up in New York to a couple of Super Bowls when he was coaching running backs. Mark Duffner has been in Jacksonville, has been all over the NFL. In fact, he was celebrating 50 years, like a half century of working.
And college football.
Yeah, and exactly. Old Maryland Terror.
Don't forget that, yeah.
Fear the Turtle. So anyway, we'll say hello to him coming up here in just a few minutes. But he was at practice today, too, so we'll get into it a little bit more. But it's funny. I'm looking at a few things, Big, and we're trying to figure out where the most competitive spots are. I talked with Darnell Savage after practice today, and if you add it up, Eric Murray's on lock at one of the safety spots. You got Dewey Wingard. You got Antonio Johnson. You got Darnell Savage. You can throw a rookie that's hurt right now and Caleb Ransaw in the conversation. Anyway, you got a bunch of guys that are battling hard to win some playing time.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're supposed to make this team uncomfortable, especially with the season they came off of. This is a new regime. We're bringing in guys to replace you. We're bringing in guys that's going to push the envelope, shake the tree. Hey, listen, you get the best out of yourself when you don't get the best out of yourself when you're comfortable. Yeah. You get the best out of yourself when there's a little pressure on you. And wherever it may come from. It could come from a teammate, coach. It could come from someone behind you, all that kind of stuff. So I like the fact that this team is getting pushed in positions, key positions that are going to help us win on Sundays.
I do too, but I think at some point, like we are done with the physical practices. I don't think they're going to physical practice anymore. I think this is it. This was the last one. So
it's a shame.
It is a shame.
It is a shame.
It's a complete shame.
It is.
But I think at this point, if you don't have a clear guy stepping forward, which I don't think they have, I think you're going to see Savage or Dewey Wingard out there in game one. That doesn't mean that Antonio Johnson can eventually win or Ransaw can eventually win the job. I think if you're out there in game one and you're a new staff and it's a new beginning and you're trying to do things to win games,
right? You
want a guy that knows where he is all the time on the field.
And Dewey does.
Well, when in the meetings, I think the coaches in the meetings have a clear understanding who is where and what. But they are waiting to see the other guys elevate their games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And coaches might hint it to you a little bit here and there, because they're having these discussions and meetings.
Right.
Hey, this guy. But
Or they'll even tell players, I can't put you on the field if you don't know where you're at.
exactly that kind of part. And then the guys that are close, maybe they're hinting to them, hey, listen, you got to step your game up. You got to do this or that. Right. Maybe they can give them a little hints. But in those meetings, those coaches,
right,
they have an idea of who should be where. But the guys that are behind them, they want to see if they can be pushed.
All right, so you just heard RJ. You just heard what he said. So here we are. It's August 6th. The opener is September 7th. Does that sound right? September 7th. And so we're basically a month out. And I know the way preseason operates now, a little different because you only play 3 preseason games, then you got a week off, and then you go into game week. And anyway, all the different things that have changed a little bit with the way the collective bargaining agreement works. Bottom line is, you're closing in on a month's time. Should you still be using training camp practice to experiment for starting positions? Because that's basically what's happening at some critical spots. We're talking left tackle, right tackle.
At some point, you've got to have your 5 locked in.
Okay.
But the preseason games are going to expose the preseason games. If you got your 5 locked in, the preseason games are going to give you the guys that you could depend on down the stretch, the swing guys, the guy that could possibly start. But I've never been in an NFL coaching meeting, but I've been in collegiate football meetings where we had a clear understanding who our starters were.
Right.
But now we played these games. We didn't have preseason games, but I would think in the NFL, the preseason games let you know who you can trust and who you can depend on. Right. And you'll watch your film, technique, fundamentals, mental errors, assignments, all that kind of stuff. So you're keynoting on those different areas to let you know that down the stretch during the season when you need them, can I depend on you?
Right.
Are you not making the penalties, mental mistakes, that kind of stuff.
And I know you hate this, and I know there are probably a lot of coaches that hate this. The lights on thing, the lights on idea. I don't believe
that.
I know you don't believe it, but there are guys that play better when the lights are on and silk jerseys are on. They just do. Yeah. And I know you hate that because that means that you don't work hard enough in practice to win the job. So I get all of that, okay?
I don't believe it. I'm old school. I believe that how you practice is how you want to play.
Right. I don't disagree with you, but all I'm saying is there will be guys like that. There will be a couple guys
I hate those
that
guys.
that will show out in games, and they're going to force them to make a difficult decision.
Yeah.
And I said earlier that I don't think they're going to hit any hard. They'll hit a couple times with the Dolphins in those joint practices, but that's about it. I think they're done hitting after that.
Yeah, and we know the rules.
So it's got to be game. You've got to shorten game now.
And that's why Liam Cohen has said it. Many other coaches have said it. Even with the preseason game against the Steelers Saturday night, he can't help but get on bended knee and pray to the football gods, no injuries. He can't help it.
Of course.
And so you're guarding against it. You're trying to play your guys to get them ready, but you dang sure don't want to get them injured in a meaningless game.
Joe, it was just team period today, the first team period today. There was a clear disparity between how the ones executed and how the twos did. The ones came out just bam, boom, boom, and the twos were pressure, tackle, sack.
I did hear the whistle a bit today.
Yeah,
and then flag.
Yeah. And then illegal procedures.
But that is kind of how it works, though. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I get it. That you would rather see the twos be a little more crisp, but that's typically the drop off is
they're paid professionals.
I know, I know that. And in college they're now paid professionals too.
Yeah, you're
but
right.
the difference between the ones and the twos.
Oh, there's a lot of mistakes there. All right,
significant. Sometimes.
You YouTubers, you guys can jump on YouTube, search XL Primetime. You see this? This is the big flip card, and you guys watch it on YouTube. There are a ton of possibilities as far as who's starting, and we will get into it because you're talking about. Out of the scrimmage Friday night, Anton Harrison moving over from right to left tackle, which I view as significant, not to push him, but to push the other guy. Then you see Walker Little playing a different spot today. You see Fred Johnson not second on the depth chart, experimenting at another position. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that are going on in the games. Like, we'll ask Mark Duffner this, but I still believe jobs are won and lost in those games. I know people think they're meaningless,
right?
But the lower half of the roster are where jobs are won and lost. And sometimes you might get a job won on the first team.
Yeah.
Because you're like, all right, we got to see more of this cat. He plays when the lights are on.
Yeah,
I know you hate that, bro. I know you do.
All right.
Hate that guy.
Yeah. All right. So we'll keep it going. You guys hit us, hit the text line, Design My Lifetime Enclosures, 641-1010. Jump in the YouTube chat. Let's say hello to one of our new coaches that we will hopefully have on a regular basis, Mark Duffner. Don't forget Golf Club of Southampton. You can call 287-PLAY. Coming out, all that rain we had yesterday, it's gone, okay?
For now.
Yeah, but clean and green tonight is what I'm looking forward to. So call 9 after 5. Call 287-PLAY at the Golf Club of Southampton.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford. 1010XL's running game takes a giant step forward.
Well, Fred Taylor is the whole package.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers. Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL, brought to you by San Jose Collision.
Well, now that it's August, football season is right on the horizon as the Gators have a game this month. They'll open up the season Saturday, August 30th in the Swamp at 7 p.m. against Long Island. DJ Lagway has dealt with injuries throughout the offseason, and after being sidelined to start fall camp with a calf injury, he's finally in pads and throwing, getting ready for their return to the gridiron in just a few weeks.
Got a leak or a clog? Or are old galvanized pipes causing low water pressure? At Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, we don't just fix plumbing issues. We solve them for good. And unlike other plumbers in the area, Superior Plumbing and Pipelining will never charge you to diagnose a problem. From simple plumbing repairs to trenchless pipelining, our estimates are free. And we can reline your cast iron pipes without making a mess of your yard. You have many choices for plumbing work. Make the superior choice. Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. Request a free estimate at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Want to bet on sports but no clue where to start? Millions of players are already making moves on Hard Rock Bet. Your friends might be winning. Why not you? Bet with confidence. Bets by real players help guide your picks. Go with the crowd and cash in on the wins. Any pick that catches your eye. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. New players bet $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
At Hurricane Grill and Wings, every day feels like the weekend. Fresh, never frozen chicken wings, tossed in over 30 bold flavors, paired with ice-cold beer and handcrafted cocktails. All in a laid-back, beachy atmosphere. And with every game on the big screens, it's the ultimate escape. And you're home for sports, too. Great food, cold drinks, and all the games. That's Hurricane Grill and Wings. Escape the ordinary and find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
The team at Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to book your next round of golf with us. At Hidden Hills, we love the game, and we'll provide you with a memorable golf experience at one of the most unique golf courses in North Florida. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
A new era of women's professional soccer has arrived. The Gainbridge Super League, redefining the game for the next generation. Sporting Jacks, the first ever pro women's team on the First Coast. Be there for history. Secure your tickets now at sportingjacks.com.
Maxed out on credit card, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
We definitely needed to cool off after training camp practice this morning. Florida Home AC definitely getting it done, the official AC partner of the Jags. We're having a good time talking ball because we're getting closer and closer to kickoff, and that's why we're going through everything. So let's say hello to another one of our coaches. Mark Duffner joins us now. We're talking. How many years in the league, Coach? Welcome in. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. In the league, 28 years and then 22 in college, so 50 straight seasons.
50 straight.
Which is amazing. I mean, I look back and I said, my God, where did it go? It went like a jet. You know?
Yeah. And you can appreciate wanting to get back out on the field and competing, can't you?
No.
Well, let me tell you, I would take him any time, any place. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll take the bread, but going back out there in the heat, no.
It's a different animal when you talk about a player because obviously they get paid well versus a coach that has to log a lot of seasons and a lot of hours.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit different, but what a thrill to have the privilege to work with the people I did over those years. I mean, it's a chance of a lifetime and one I really relish and very thankful and grateful for.
So just hit them with it just so they can get a little more familiar. You were here. You've been in Cincinnati, Maryland grad, Maryland coach. Just kind of give us a thumbnail.
So I played at William & Mary. In fact, my coach was Lou Holtz. And so
That's pretty good.
He was, young rising star at the time, but played at William & Mary. And then I went to Ohio State. I was a graduate assistant there for Woody Hayes. I had the privilege to work for him for 2 years. And I coached 4 years at University of Cincinnati as a defensive coordinator. I was a young guy then. Went from Cincinnati to Holy Cross, where I was a coordinator, then a head coach. Then I went to be head coach at University of Maryland. When they didn't want me anymore there, I became available. I became available to the NFL and was fortunate to be 28 years, 6 then with the Bengals. Then, 3 with the Packers, 8 seasons here, 2 years in Miami, 3 years in Tampa, and back to 6 in Cincinnati.
So, the NFL, the two ties are the Cincinnati, the commonality on the front and the back, but a bunch of seasons here in Jacksonville.
8 seasons here.
And there was some playoff football and there was some good football on that side of the ball.
Well, and I'll tell you, I came, first of all, I mean, the people in Jacksonville, what a great start that Coach Coughlin and his staff did. And when Leon and them were playing here, I mean, tremendous football. Got spoiled here early. And then, then with Jack, I came up with Jack, and they were playing real good football. I mean, we had a really good defense at that time. Mike Smith as a coordinator, and then had the privilege to also work with Mike Malarkey and also Gus Bradley. So, I've really enjoyed my time coaching here.
So when you see it today, really the last couple of days that you've been out there, what are some of the notes that you're taking? What's your takeaway from the first couple of practices you've seen?
Well, I like the organization. First and foremost, I also like the facilities. My God, this facility is off the charts.
Pretty good,
way better than when I was here. That's for sure. I was in a dungeon. I never, in 8 years, I never saw the light of day. But at any rate, great facility. But no, I like the organization. I like the way they're moving in practice. Good up tempo, well organized. Nobody's wasting time. They're working all the time. I've been impressed with that. I like what I see athletically. A lot of good athletes out there, and some depth at a lot of positions too. So, and good coaching. I like a lot of emphasis on fundamentals, especially early in practice when they go to individual period. Now, sometimes guys do drills and they're just drills to do drills. But a lot of these drills, I look at them, whether it be takeaway drills, tackling drills, or fundamentals by position, they have application to their play. So I'm very impressed so far with what I see in terms of energy and effort.
Now, Coach, this team last year was a farce in the fourth quarter. I mean, it fell apart, not only mentally but physically. Is there anything that the coaching staff can do? I mean, I know that, back in the day, if we failed in the fourth quarter, there was first of all, the repercussions, all right? And then they would put us through certain drills that would emphasize that kind of thing. What could this coaching staff do as far as, I don't know if it's conditioning or mentally, keep them intact so in the fourth quarter they don't fall apart like they have?
Well, yeah, what you just said, Leon, is the most important thing. We can't beat ourselves. So I think that first and foremost, you got to look at what you're doing schematically, and if you're doing too much, that's how you beat yourself. In other words, you're not sure of what you're doing offensively, defensively, and special teams. We're all guilty of that as coaches. Sometimes you get intoxicated with schemes. Well, schemes don't win. Players win, and execution wins. Well, how do you get execution? We used to write a quote on the blackboard saying, the pathway to execution is paved with repetition. You've got to repeat. You've got to know what you're doing, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams. And when you do that, then I think your execution, your ability to win will be there. I think I read last year that 2024 was the top season ever in terms of one-score games, I meant to say. Yeah. And so games are close. So what's your edge? Your edge is knowing what the flip you're supposed to do. And speaking of Leon, I got to say this to you. I mentioned a couple of people, but when I was coaching at Cincinnati as a young coach in the NFL, we played the Jaguars when he was here. And I guess it was his second stop anyway.
And that was AFC Central play back then.
And we played all the time.
Yeah.
And we played them all the time. And of course, I told Fred Taylor when I was here, I said, you owe me, because a lot of our missed tackles, you turned into big plays, and, you owe me a little bit in your success. But at any rate, this guy here, when we looked at players and how we could get an edge on them, both from a physical standpoint or a mental, technique or mental standpoint, I think he was probably the least penalized offensive lineman that we faced that particular season. And that's a tribute to him and his play. I mean, great player, physicality, tough, all those things. But the mental part of the game where you're not giving snaps away, like we're kind of talking about, whether it be penalties or holding or areas like that, this man played at a high level. So I don't know if anybody said that about him, but that's the truth.
It's high praise, and it's deserved.
It's the truth. It's well-deserved.
It's 100%. And that kind of dovetails into what Leon was talking about. I mean, the preparation for this team, specifically defensively, I think, in the last 3-4 years, I mean, this team hasn't covered a bunch set in 3 years. It's like they don't know what to do.
Well,
you're deep into the season, and they're getting lost on bunch sets. How does that even happen?
Well, Matt, you'd have to. I don't. I'm not here. I don't know that. But what you're saying is a fundamental component.
Right.
And so what I have seen, not lip service, I have seen a focus on their practice. At least the two I've seen on fundamentals, and it's still a game of fundamentals. You got to be able to block. You got to be able to tackle. You got to be able to pursue. You got to know angles.
Right.
Once you're confident with what your job is, now you can play fast. You can learn the opponent. We can learn the tendencies of their line, their running backs, their receivers. If you're still learning defense or you're uncertain with what your own responsibility is, well, heck, you're playing against yourselves and the opponent. You can't win.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think we'll stay there. If you guys got a question you want to hear in the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 641-1010. We got Coach Mark Duffner hanging out with us, and we'll have, like we said, a carousel of guys that know the game very, very well that we will have on XL Primetime. But when we look at the defense, and Coach, I'm standing next to you, I'm standing next to Coach Campo, and just kind of soaking in all the intel, it looks like there's a lot more competition. There's a lot more speed on that side of the ball that seems noticeable compared, like what Matt said. There were two defensive coordinators running the show here over a 3-year period, and it just was not good.
Yeah, well, and when there's that much going on and that much difference in scheme, it's hard for players to settle in on something. What's our identity? Who are we?
Right.
They should be able to tell you, walking in the door, this is what we are. We're this type of defense. And then you'll see better tackling. You'll see then better attack on the ball where we can gain an edge in winning the takeaway battle. I think that I see good competition in the back end and the secondary. I mean, they've got players back there. I think they hit on two of the free agents, just what I was told. This Murray is a safety, and there's good competition. Savage, you mentioned him. There's some good players in the back end. Wingard. All Wingard does is make plays. I watch him. He may not be the most athletic-looking dude, but he makes plays. He's a player.
Yeah.
And then, of course, at the corner position, this Lewis who's playing nickelback. Geez, well, Pete, I'd take him in a minute. I mean, he is a playing Jesse. And, the other guys at the corner. So they got good depth in the back end. I like the two edge guys. I mean, everybody in the world wants those two in terms of what they can do in terms of the run game and also putting pressure on the quarterback. I think they got good athletes at linebacker. Foyer, I've always liked him. I liked him coming out. I like his production. He is that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's about productivity. It's not, anything else. How many plays do you make? Where do your eyes need to be? Who can block me, and how many plays can I make? And that's what this guy's got. And I like the length that I saw, in number 0 out there, and Devin, what he can do. So I mean, there's the front inside is where it looks like to me. I don't know that they're some of those guys, a couple of hurt guys.
I've joked that you can think of that emoji with the hands up.
Oh yeah.
The IDL is the IDK.
Right.
The interior defensive line is the I don't know of this football team.
Yeah, now to segue off of that, Coach, I know back in my day, culture was created with the interior with the offensive line and defensive line. The physicality. That was a staple. You knew what kind of team you were going to be based upon how physical your offense and how physical your defensive line is. Well, this team, as of the last couple of years, has not been that good on either side of the ball. So I mean, what can this coaching staff do, or what can these players do to change that?
Well, shoot, it's just what you said. When we've got to get stout in those areas. I mean, the game still is won. Still today, it's won in the trenches. It's won on the line of scrimmage, knock back, and knocking them off the ball and trying to knock them back on defense. And if the old adage too, you want to be strong up the middle. I mean, when I was studying Jacksonville, when I was in Cincinnati, when Leon was playing here, and then afterwards when they had Marcus Stroud, and they had Henderson, and they were strong up the middle. Geez, so I mean, it was no mystery as to how good they were, and they were awfully good. Yeah. And then you had the safety in the back, So I mean, they had strength there, and that's what you have to have here too. So that's a big concern for every team. Every team we're building, we got to have a stout line, one that can knock them off the ball in the run game, as you just talked about, protect your quarterback, which we all know teams that have struggled with that. I've just come from one. And then defensively being able to be violent and give push to the quarterback, not just off the edge, but he's got to feel it internally also. So anyway, I think that'll be, we got to develop that. That's got to be something and the sooner that both lines can work together and start to play off of each other. I think one of the things that were strong when Leon played, those guys, that line was pretty stayed together. It was consistent, so they know the strengths of each other and they can play off of each other, and that makes you dominant. So I think those are things that coaches are looking for.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this defense, it's the interior line that's a struggle. Its linebacker last year was very iffy, and they didn't have a strong safety last year either. It struggled big time at strong safety. So to your point, it's up the middle, and that's where they had problems last year.
It's always been that way, and I still, even though things are opened up and this and that, it's still going to be that way. Again, the team that fundamentally is the best, can tackle, can block, that knows what they're doing, that can, as we all say, play fast. Well, how do you play fast? Because you know what you're doing, and it's repetition. And the opponent may know what you're doing, so I'm a bigger believer in less is best. Like I said, I've been guilty of being intoxicated by this scheme.
Right.
Well, you put them in, you put too many weights in their pockets, you slow them down, your players. So if the opponent knows, that's okay. As long as we know, we can make plays and we can disrupt and get the ball off of people.
You know what's funny? Yeah. The Chiefs never miss a tackle on the perimeter. Never.
It doesn't seem like they
fundamentals, man, right there.
Yeah.
They don't miss perimeter tackles. How many perimeter tackles has this franchise missed in the last 3 or 4 years?
Listen, I remember when I was with the Steelers and Ron Earhart was my offensive coordinator. We ran 6 plays. We didn't care that you knew what we were running. Right. He said that we're bad enough up front, offensive line. You can know what we're doing, and it doesn't matter.
And you can't do
anything about it. Yeah, that was his approach when I run game. And when on Fridays when we was at the meetings, he had a top 10 board, right? And he would ask the offensive line what you want to run before the quarterback, because he knew that the staple of the team, the identity of the team, was running the football. He would ask us, hey, O-line, what you want to start off with? Okay, we want trap. We want toss. We want this, and that, whatever. And then they ask the quarterback, okay, what do you like to run here? So, but when the staple of your team is your offense, and now we had a 3-4 defense that was tenacious.
Right.
Nasty. So I'm saying, the staple of your team is the offensive line and the defense line, you'll go places.
Okay, so I want to hold this for the next seg, Coach, but just kind of think about this. You come from the defensive side. You mentioned that the line play in Cincy was a struggle last year with Joey Burrow. So what have you seen in just a little, couple practices? But anyway, the innovation on the offensive side for this team to be successful. So let's do that coming up. He's got to tell us a Burrow story, a Jamar Chase story, because this team's going to see Cincinnati within the first month of the season. All right, you want to throw a comment on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures? Do it at 641-1010 or jump in the YouTube chat. It's XL Primetime.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford.
For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has proudly served Jacksonville from the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard. From archery to hunting and fishing, they've got the gear, service, and know-how to get you outdoor ready. Stop by their full-service archery pro shop and check out their wide selection of firearms. And while you're there, sign up for their weekly concealed weapon classes. You can find it all at greenacressporting.com.
Leon Cersei here for Mel Excel. Your grandfather was stronger at 50 than you are at 40. Why? His testosterone is 30% higher. That's not genetics. That's life wrecking your hormones, stress, chemicals, and sitting around destroys your teeth. Mel Excel fights back with personalized testosterone and thyroid optimization. Over 100,000 men are winning again. Start with the free assessment at trymelexcel.com. You deserve it. Your family does too.
Tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now. It's Renewal by Anderson's Triple Savings Month. Get $300 off windows and $825 off patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires August 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
If your house feels like a Florida swamp and your thermostat's just throwing out suggestions, then it's time to call Duck Duck Air Conditioning.
They showed up fast, fixed it right, and even cleaned up after. My house is finally chilled, and so am I.
Whether your AC needs a quick fix, a full replacement, or just a little TLC, Duck Duck Air Conditioning has got you covered with fast and honest service. Call 904-862-6769 to get your cool back, or online at duckduckac.com. When your AC is stuck, call the Duck.
Peter, Jorge, let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak. No.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. As temperatures warm up around us, ants come out in droves. And when they move into your home or business, it's unnerving. Terminix knows that ants add up fast, but Terminix subtracts them faster because living with ants isn't any fun. When ants show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with an ant problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
I'm Stacy, and I want to tell you about my fogged up window fiasco at my house. I called up Mac at Baker Glass. He told me all I needed was a glass replacement. The process was so easy. All within a few days, they came out, measured, called me with an estimate, cut my glass, and came out to install the new ones. Now my view outside is fog-free thanks to Mac and his crew at Baker Glass. And my neighbors think I got some fancy new windows.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this before, but the nice thing about this group is the flexibility of guys who can play inside, outside, and left and right, which is kind of rare to find. It's challenging for those guys to go out there on a day-to-day basis or even between racks and go from left to right because it's such different body mechanics. You would think it'd be simple, but you're next to a different guy, it's different communication. But it's encouraging to see them embrace that and kind of approach it with a growth mindset.
This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
So that's Grant Udinsky. That cut courtesy of Jaguars.com. He's the OC. He's the one of the lieutenants for Liam Cohen, trying to figure out on the offensive side. He talked about the versatility of that line. I look at Leon. I always look for him. I always look for like the expression emoji that we would put out based on what you just heard, Big Sir.
We've all played Scrabble, right?
Yeah.
With all the letters in there, whatever.
Trying to make a word out of it.
Trying to make a word out of it. That's what it seems like we're doing right now. I mean,
So you're telling me that someone just tossed out a Z, an L, a Q, a P, and an R, and you got to turn it into a word? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Exactly. That's what
not
it is.
easy.
It's not easy.
And you have to protect your bazillion-dollar quarterback.
That part, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's at least work with that a little bit because we got Coach Mark Duffner in here talking Jaguar ball. Spent, like we said, 50 years of coaching. And by the way, I did look it up. You ready for this, Matt? Lost 5 games in 6 seasons as the head coach at Holy Cross. That's it. Just 5. So we're going to ask him about a little college coming up in a second. But just to kind of give an idea of what Grant Udinski's talking about, and then Coach marry this up with what we were talking about, the wrinkles on offense, what this team might be able to do offensively going into 2025. The cross-training that he's talking about, they're trying to make sure that they're secure at the left and right tackle position. So we are seeing Fred Johnson flip sides, and it ain't easy to do that. But your opinion of what you've seen from that side of the ball. So.
Well, I think dovetailing what Leon just said, I think they're trying to find the proper 5, the top 5, if you will, right now, and what's the best fit, what's the best combination. So that I think it's good ball that they're doing that right now. Now, I hope they can get it going, turn up the tempo on that a little bit, because the more that group can get, working together and know their nuances like we talked earlier, then they'll be ready for the opening game of the season against Carolina. But I think that what I see right now is I say real good strength at the wide receiver position. Watching that, I mean, as good as anybody can got. He's got some talent out there for sure. The running back you guys have talked about.
And this coach is saying that after seeing T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Okay, so at least you guys just hear that a little bit.
No, let me make it clear. I love those guys, and they're as good as anybody. And thank God we had them there. And but I'll take Hunter. I'll take your guys here, Thomas. I'll take those guys. Brown guys show up. I mean, that's a threesome you better reckon with. And then you've got some backups have shown up too. So I think that's a good, solid group. The big concern is really what we've all been talking about, the interior. And to help this quarterback, and this guy's a talent now. I mean, I know you guys know him better than I do, but I know when we came to play here a year ago, and we're concerned about his arm, concerned about his movement. I mean, this guy can run like crazy, and I saw it today. They had him out on bootlegs. They had him out on sprints. Early in this teamwork, he tucked it and ran when he didn't have it. So all he has to do is do that a couple times early in the game, use his God-given ability right now, and that's going to take a little steam off the defense, both from a coverage and rush standpoint. And rush and coverage work together. So I'm pleased with what I see as far as that's concerned. I think you've got real talent here. I hope that I think that motion, I think that tempo, I think no huddle, all those things which are easy to incorporate. That coupled with, I think they're doing the right thing, getting a good running game going. You've got to have a run game, and you've got to be able to run the game when you need it the most. Short yardage, 4 minutes, backed up. You've got to have some physical toughness about that. That coupled with play action pass, and then this quarterback's movement skills, not just his throwing skills, but his movement skills really give you, I think, something to be reckoned with.
Now, Coach, I'm going to call it off his line Scrabble ball from now on, all right? Because this late in the game, Coach, we're talking about 30 days away from playing some real football, and you're maneuvering guys. Isn't it a little alarming that nobody on the offensive line seems to have solidified their position? Because when I came here in 96, Bo was left, I moved to right. Wasn't no, hey, Leon, go over there and see if you can play left. And Tony, you can see right. No, we were solidified at those positions.
Well, and that's why you were pretty darn good, too, at that point. I mean, it's not by accident. Those things go hand in hand. It's hard, with a new coaching staff coming in trying to evaluate players. You can't really tell in OTAs. You don't have pads. Now the pads are on, so it's starting to rear its head who is and who isn't. And that's why, as you discussed earlier, these preseason games in this particular scenario, new staff, new combinations, players trying to evaluate them. I would use them a little more than quote tradition. Well, our starters are only playing. Well, Leon just said it. Well, who are our starters at some of these spots?
Right.
So in terms of identification, we need these snaps. And I thought what you said, Matt, too, for sure. And Dolphins practices, too. You got to use those big time. I mean, I would say let's get pads. And sometimes those practices and good against good are going to be as valuable or more than the game itself.
Coach, I wanted to speak on that because of the offensive line. It's important that, listen, I played in the offensive line 11 years. The continuity is important. These guys hang out together, communicate together, watch film, work out, all that kind of stuff. Me and Tilsky had verbal and nonverbal communication when we broke the huddle. All right, because we would break the huddle. We look at each other like we're not our heads. That we knew what we were doing. So I mean, you got to have that family of five intact so they can start becoming a family and gelling at the right time.
1,000% correct. The great lines have that. I mean, they know, like you just said, they don't even have to necessarily look at each other. They know the left and the right, what's going on. I mean, that's the great lines. And you can play off each other's strengths. I got you on this. You guys know it. You know it better than, and that's something we're always trying to crack when you play a good line. Geez, so Pete, these guys work together perfectly. When we see groups that are broken up, now you can attack different, whether it be this guy, that guy, or what, schematically and then blitz-wise and everything else, all those things show up.
So one of the big complaints about this offense the last couple of years was that it was very predictable. As a defensive guy in the NFL, what stresses defenses most in the league? What puts you in conflict the most?
Well, talent first and foremost, any matchups that you have. But like I said earlier, I mean, a team that can get into tempo, they can go no huddle, stuff that right now, oh, geez, that's already got you on your heels a little bit defensively. Right. Motion, change of, trying to get people out of position. Easy things to get done. Cadence, where you change that cadence up, it's not routine. They now have to be defensively disciplined, looking at the ball rather than trying to go off some sort of cadence. All those things are big time, I think. And then, formation alignments, like you just talked about, bunch formations, 4 Ys where they've opened you up. What are they going to do there? What are they going to do when you're in tight formations? All those things are all components of what you got to be concerned about. And so then on the defense, if you don't know your alignment, assignment, and adjustment, and they're throwing a lot of this, multiplicity at you, you're in trouble. So again, know your assignments. It comes back again to, like I said, repetition.
See, and that's the thing. If you think about, he was with the Bengals. Yeah. The Bengals couldn't protect to save their lives. They gave up 70-plus sacks and they went to the Super Bowl. Yeah. But formationally, what they were doing to people with motion, and they had great talent, obviously, but that's how you attack.
And Burrow still made quick decisions.
Yeah, so I guess my point is you can kind of hide deficiencies on the offensive line if you have the situation where you're doing multiple looks and you have different formations, right?
Yeah, different personnel groups where you can run them in and out. But again, I think I would suggest a little bit here with this quarterback, with Trevor, and his ability to move. I would not let him sit back there all the time.
Get him on the move. Yeah.
Get him on the move. Screens, short passes, quick throws, out on the edge, half sprint, bootlegs, play action pass, all the things that they've got in right now.
Also, we'll put a defense in conflict.
What Coach Duff said, do it early. Okay, do it early. Real quick, JJ, we're going to sneak one more seg out of you because we got to at least bring up a little college ball. Okay. JJ, that real quick.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think Coach Campbell would have said yes to this question. We're going to ask Coach Duffner this question coming up in just a second. But Mike Vrabel dives in a Patriots-Commanders fight to break it up at joint practices. So we're going to ask Coach Duff if he's ever done that. But you can picture Mike Vrabel doing that. It is XL Primetime.
XL Primetime, driven by Big Number 1 Duval Ford, the number one place to buy your next vehicle. From pit road to victory lane.
The sun setting behind him, the wind at his back.
This Sunday at Watkins Glen.
The checkered flag is in the air.
NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on 1010 XL.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. The Everbank London Getaway Experience. One lucky winner and a guest get round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Jags play in London. Everbank.com/London for official rules. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Everbank London Getaway sweeps entry period 7/28/25 to 9/5/25. Enter and get official rules and details at Everbank.com/London.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and my knee was getting worse, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, it's Joe C. My friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can elevate your grilling experience with a durable, high-end grill from great brands like Coyote, DCS, Alfresco, and American Made, and make an outdoor kitchen custom-built to your taste and lifestyle. Visit their local showroom and see all the new displays at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
You dream it, we build it. CSS.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 6, 1999, Tony Gwynn goes 4 for 5, collecting his 3,000th Major League hits.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to I-9 Sports with fall and winter registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. I9sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's get the work done.
Training camp is here.
Up, quick feet.
1010XL's training camp coverage is backed by Roland Reach Plumbing and Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. It's live now. Let's go.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
If life blindsided you tomorrow, would your family struggle? I'm Cody with Harborstone Financial, and I can help. One call could protect your family for life. 904-885-9566. Harborstone Financial.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
Joint practices usually result in a scuffle. Is that fair to say, Big Leon?
Absolutely.
Okay. When you've been hitting your own teammate and you get to hit somebody new, chances are maybe tempers will flare.
Yeah, if you don't scuffle, you don't care.
Yeah. And so today, we dropped it on you just a second ago. Mike Vrabel, former linebacker, now the head coach up in New England. There's a joint practice between the Patriots and the Commanders. Fight breaks out. He dives right in. And, JJ, did you just say he emerged with a bloody cheek?
He's bleeding from the face.
Oh, my gosh.
Football guy.
Yeah.
Street cred goes up, by the way.
You better believe
Plus,
it.
whenever you get a cut somewhere above the neck, it's going to bleed a lot, so he's definitely going to get some credit.
Oh, yeah. If it's hacker-level bleeding, he's in big trouble. All right, so, Coach Duffner, have you ever found yourself in that situation?
Well,
you had to jump in a pile.
I did them a little earlier in my career, and every once in a while, depending on how many people are in that pile, too, you just don't want to get cheap-shotted or something. But when I was at Holy Cross, this was back in the late 80s, I dressed up for spring practice, and so we were full gear. So what I did, well, I just wanted to let the players have a little laugh. So at any rate, we started stretch. I ran in and put on full gear, and our equipment guy had the worst equipment ready for me to put on. I mean, I said, "My God, you're really trying to get back at me now." But anyway, I ran out onto the field, and a lot of the players, because I kept my helmet on, didn't know who it was. In fact, one of the coaches thought, "Well, who's this walk-on guy or whatever anyway. But I went through practice. I went through 9-on-7, and I did a little teamwork, and they just had fun. You know, I was playing defensive line in the practice period, so I just wanted to let them know that the old guy could still play.
That's awesome.
So,
that is awesome.
But Mike, speaking of Vrabel, you know, I evaluated him when he came out of Ohio State. Of course, he was a great player and all that. But, you know, he's still, you see him sometimes. He's still working drills and bags and things and getting involved with it. I mean, and that, you know, that's often it's a great evaluation tool because he can feel the strength of people when he's working against them.
Right.
So it's not by improper design that he's doing that. He's trying to get an edge on his evaluation and
kind of like Jim Harbaugh too. He loves it. He eats it up. Likes to go out there, do a little toss, and kind of see what he can go. All right, so let's just finish up. Coach Mark Duffner hanging out with us. Hopefully, we'll have him in on a fairly regular basis. We of course will miss the hell out of Coach Campo. He'll be leaving towards the end of August. We're gonna have we hope you guys will make plans. A couple of Tuesdays from now, the 19th, we will be at the Ale House Beach and Hodges, and we will have our show out there, and hopefully you'll be able to come out and join us, and we'll kind of remind you of that as we get closer. So we mentioned earlier, Coach Duffner coached Holy Cross, only 5 games lost in 6 seasons. Also, youngest defensive coordinator at the University of Cincinnati when you went to the Cincinnati Bears. So some memories of the college game. I know you haven't paid as much attention now. NIL, holy smokes, transfer portal, holy cow. How would Holy Cross have been able to stitch together a team with some of those challenges?
Well, no, it would be extremely difficult. I'm sorry that college football has gone the way that it's gone as far as that's concerned. Sure, I want the best for the players, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But the point where players are leaving, you can't keep your team together. I mean, you don't know who you're going to have from year to year from observation. I think players are being recruited by other people while you're still coaching them. It just has muddied up what has been a great situation, and I'm glad I'm not involved with that right now. I think coddling and everything, money and all the things that go on to it. Again, I would like the best for the student athletes, and I don't blame the fact that they're trying to get the best.
Right.
But going from team to team to team, I mean, come on, and you know, it's more of a culture of I than a culture of we. Any success you have in football is because of my teammates. We all value and get better based on how we play together. So I'm not excited about all that, but college football, loved coaching it and thought I would do that forever. But I also found out that I loved coaching the NFL.
Yeah, Coach, I'm with you on that. I want what's best for the players, but the dynamics of the locker room has now changed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, to be honest with you, when we all were poor, you know, we found a way to get it done. Sure. You know what I'm saying? But now you got guys, you got millionaires over here, millionaires over there, and these kids, they're not equipped mentally to be modest. You know, they're bragging about how much money they're making and this and that.
Sure.
I just don't think that a locker room should be like that. And unfortunately, there's a lot of cases I've heard of, you know, that locker rooms are like that, guys bragging about what they make and what they buying and all that kind of stuff. Who cares? Can you play ball on Saturday? That's the bottom line.
Leon, 100% correct. And that's why these teams are having the problems that they're having. I mean, like I said, it's all about me rather than we. And you know, they've created that environment, and then hopefully they can fix it. I don't know if they can. I hope they can, because it's wrong right now. It's promoting, again, a bunch of I players.
But I think it's also, and you can speak to this as well, as I think they're losing one of the greatest values of that sport, not only the individual grind, but the collective grind. So when you lose that, when you've got a bunch of independent contractors, that's what the NFL is getting now too. So they're going to the NFL, and they don't have that background of the collective grind. So you're literally getting an I guy walking into your locker room.
It's interesting you said that, Matt, because I said to our ownership in Cincinnati the last 2 years prior to the draft, I said, look, you know, every once in a while you run into a situation that's kind of a distraction on your own team, contract, whatever the case may be. You know, it goes on, but not terribly, but it goes on. I said, right now, the way things are in college football, we're going to have a whole deluge of players coming in that have been all about me.
Yeah.
They haven't tied their shoes yet. I mean, they haven't tied their shoes in this league, and they're wanting this and they're wanting that. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, again, let's rewind. And how did you get here? You got here because of a lot of people, your teammates working together, being in a locker room where it was a family. Guys gave a lot of, care about each other.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, Coach. And when I talk to kids or I mentor the kids, I tell them, I say, how do you want to be remembered? 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Because when I go back to Miami, I'm regarded as a legend. No one's going to remember how much money you made. What kind of impact are you going to leave at this university that's going to go on for the next decade, 2-3 decades, where people remember you? I mean, maybe I'm old school, but I think that's important.
Okay, Leon, you're not old school. You're right school. And that, in my opinion, that's the way to go. And no offense about, and that's what we owe people, to try to bring them up that way. Right now, there's too many other things in their eyes, and we got to get that straight.
They still mention how much Luke paid you guys.
I can tell you how much Luke paid me.
All right, listen, we got to turn Coach loose. Head to the 1 o'clock hour. Mark Duffner, we hope that you'll be a regular on our show. We appreciate it for sure. And we'll miss Coach Campo, but don't forget, Tuesday the 19th at the Ale House at Beach and Hodges, we'll have it going away. A big send-off to Big D for Coach Campo. It's XL Primetime.
XL Primetime from the big #1 Duval Ford Studios. Duval till we die, all the damn time. 1010XL.
Firehouse Subs has fries. Your hometown hero since '94 just cranked up the heat. Hot subs, crispy fries, golden, pillowy on the inside, and perfectly seasoned. Over 30 Jacksonville locations. Firehouse Subs, homegrown and now with fries.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
When it comes to my opinion, I love dropping the hammer. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Listen for Hammer Time with Hayes weekdays on The Frangie Show.
Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. I'm former Jaguar Tom McManus. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. From estate cleanouts to furniture and appliance removal, we handle it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated. J-Dog, Junk Removal and Hauling.
Experience the Jacksonville Rock Orchestra as they bring to life the legendary sound of Journey.
Took the midnight train going anywhere.
Feel the power of Faithfully. Rock out to Wheel in the Sky and sing every word of Don't Stop Believing. Friday, August 8th at the historic Florida Theater. One epic night of the Jacksonville Rock Orchestra featuring Journey. Get your tickets at floridatheater.com.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Life is just so busy this time of year. Between work, the kids' games, family vacations, I need a yard hero to free up my weekends.
You mean somebody who does mowing and trimming?
Yeah.
How about mosquito control?
Yeah.
What about irrigation and pet waste removal?
You do that too? You're my lawn hero.
Find your lawn hero at heroeslawncare.com. Heroes Lawn Care, because every lawn needs a hero.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. The Southeastern Conference announced the 2026 Basketball League schedule filled with marquee matchups for the defending champion Gators, which will include UF hosting Saturday games against Tennessee, Auburn, and Alabama. Right now, 90 degrees at 1 o'clock, time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
1 o'clock hour is here. XL Primetime, thanks to the Golf Club of Southampton. They bring you Wednesday's show, and they bring you a little golf game this afternoon, the 9 after 5. Hopefully, you can make it out. Whenever you take a look at the weather forecast, you know it. Going to heat up, could rain, yada, yada, yada. That happened yesterday. Today, we look good. Even the meteorologist in Matt Hayes has given us a clean and green sign. So
yeah, but you never know in the summer, man.
Okay, I'm
just change immediately.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the positive anytime I can. So call 287-PLAY. Come on out, little 9 after 5 tonight. Enjoy it at the Golf Club of Southampton. Skins game, 9 holes, food, prizes, all there.
It looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Let's just put it that way.
It looks promising. It looks promising. Good conversation with Mark Duffner. Nice to have another one of our. Whenever we play our liner, drop some college knowledge on you. These coaches can drop some knowledge on us, can they not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Impressive record at Holy Cross, bro.
Yeah. 5 losses in 6 seasons.
Nice.
Yeah.
Plus, Mark gets he gets going, man. Like, he wants to be out there coaching right now.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
You better believe it. All right, you guys can chime in, 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Conversation with Darnell Savage coming up, a guy that is in one of those big battles in the training camp at safety. And it's like we talked about with Coach and kind of collectively what we've looked at. There have been times. Let's make this the 10-10 take, JJ, if you don't mind.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since 68.
Sonny's has always got great choices for you. You're trying to line it up, man. One day I'll have chicken, one day I'll have turkey, ribs, whatever it might be. Just take advantage of all the specials, including all you can eat ribs for less than $20. Check it out at any one of your area Sonny's. There used to be, at least in my estimation, gimme positions. And you could look at the 53-man roster, and there were gimme spots, meaning simply that guy's on lock, that guy's on lock. There's no competition there. He has it. He's had it. He's not going to lose, that kind of thing. Now it seems like there's more up for grabs play because of better play when it comes to this roster. And let's see if it happens to turn into something good instead of a bunch of bad or average personnel battling out for positions. There's good to great players battling it out for positions. That's the 10-10 take. Well, it could add up to something good.
Yeah, it could. Well, let's look at, let's look at personnel groupings, all right? Running back.
Yeah.
Up for grabs.
Yeah.
Quarterback's on lock. Wide receiver on lock. Offensive line up for grabs.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Tight end.
Lock.
It is up for grabs a little bit right now.
Up for grabs.
All right, listen.
You think it's a lock?
Okay.
Yeah.
The only reason I say that, let me just jump in at least on that one. When you say it's on lock, Brenton Strange is a starter. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard one comment from him. Matter of fact, I put one of them on X, and you guys are actually on Instagram and Facebook. But one of the sound bites that I posted was him saying, I want to get that chemistry with Trevor. I didn't get to work with him all last year. And matter of fact, JJ, go ahead and play the sound bite just so you guys can hear it.
For sure. I think that there has to be a trust factor. And I think that each day I'm coming out here and just trying to earn Trevor's trust more and more, because that's a big part of it, you know. He's had a relationship with, obviously, like BT. Like BT was there for him all last year. And then, like I said, I was in and out of games last year, so I wasn't always the guy that he was throwing the balls to or whatever it was. So I think that that's a big thing for me, is just coming out here and just not only proving to Trevor, but proving to the coaches and proving to my teammates as well that I can be a reliable playmaker for this team.
Yeah, that trust is not going to come until game time.
Yeah.
I don't care how many balls you catch in practice. It's going to come a game time in the critical moment, 3rd and 7, you down the middle, first down.
Yeah.
Or in the red zone, touchdown to take the lead. That's the only way that trust is going to be.
And so, like Matt said, he kind of believes it on lock, but that trust has got to come.
Yeah.
The thing I really appreciated from Brenton Strange is, like, I want to compete at everything. I want to win. I want to prove that to myself and to my teammates, which is how you were wired.
Yeah.
When he said it, I'm hearing you almost say it at the exact same time. Okay, so back to what you were saying.
Okay.
I think Hunter Long and Brenton Strange can compete.
Okay.
Really?
Hunter Long had a nice play up the right sideline today. Beautiful throw, was it not? Beautiful
Absolutely.
throw and catch for a score.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay. So I'm
come on, Matt.
Matt's not.
No, I'm just saying. I don't. Then why do you cut Evan Ingram?
Well, we've already discussed that. It was a money situation that they viewed as one that they wanted to get some savings on, and the injury was a concern. That's really the only answer I have. Were they right?
I know. We've already talked about that. My point is, if you don't think you have a guy who's going to be your starter, period,
right,
you don't cut Evan Ingram. So I think they think he's their guy, period.
All right. In that respect, I'll totally agree with you.
Okay.
But I think Hunter Long definitely is a contributor.
Okay. So defensive end, lock. Defensive tackle.
You'd like to.
That's up in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a lock.
100% up in the air.
Yeah.
That's up in the air. All right. So linebackers, middle linebacker, lock.
Lock with Foyer, and then outside guys. A little competition, but for the most part, yeah. You know what? The linebackers are still a little bit of a concern. I think it can be a strength for them, but they are trying to sort and figure out where the Jack Kaisers, where the Chad Mumas, the Ventrell Millers.
Well, I think Gardeck's going to be the starter eventually. Yeah, I think when he's completely healthy, he's going to be the starter.
Yeah,
he'll be the guy.
Yeah,
I might be wrong, but I mean, that's just my guess on that.
Yeah, and you've seen what to make you say that?
Just how he looks right now in camp.
Okay. Had a good camp is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Corner, Tyson Campbell.
Yeah, lock.
Other corner.
Lock right now, either Jarian or Travis, but I'm going to say lock for Jarian.
Okay, lock. Nickel.
Lock.
Okay, safety.
One of them, lock.
Strong safety lock.
Free safety.
Yeah.
The competition.
I mean, it's Dewey, I think.
Yeah.
Right now it's Dewey because he knows where to be.
All right,
he knows where to go.
So listen to this conversation with Darnell Savage. He doesn't say he's going to he came in last year as a prized free agent. We all know that he came in also having to deal with injuries, so on and so forth. Listen to this conversation we had after practice. XL Primetime hanging out at training camp. We got Darnell Savage, big safety battle going on in training camp that we want to get into. But how has camp been for you so far?
It's been good. Exciting. The energy around here is great. We're competing out here with each other every single day. And I think we got a lot of talent out here, so it's iron sharpen iron every single day. Definitely ready to strap up the pads against somebody else at this point, but it's always like that in camp. It's good to come out here and compete with these guys every single day. We're just making each other better.
Have they given you an idea as far as reps against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because you're right, this is black and gold, but you want to see that black and gold.
Yeah, right now we're just practicing. We haven't really talked about that really too much. We'll be ready to go for whatever calls for us as far as who's playing or whatnot. We're going to treat it like a game. That's what it is. We got to get ready for a real game here soon anyway, so it's just business as usual.
There's a lot of competition. Secondary's had a good camp, I think. Give us an idea, Anthony Campanile, what he's brought, because it does look like assignment-wise, playmaking-wise, you guys are taking it up a notch.
Just a lot of diversity. A lot of different people doing different stuff. some of the same calls with people doing different jobs. Just kind of it makes it tough on quarterbacks. With disguises and people going here, going there. A little bit of pressures here and there. Some exotic stuff. So it's fun, especially just learning it. It's a lot of ins and outs, fine details that make things like this pop. So we're just enjoying the process, just learning from each other. Including prior experiences from prior places in the past. Some of the other people we work with. So in totality, it's been a good experience.
Yeah, he came from the NFC North. You came from the NFC North. One season here, now your second year after being up in Green Bay. You're in a nice battle, okay? You, Antonio, Dewey, you can name it. How do you guys think that's playing out right now?
Oh, man, it's good. The good thing about that is we're all brothers, man. We're out here and we're pushing ourselves each and every day regardless. We don't necessarily need the extra external stuff in there. When we're in the meeting room, we're working together. We're trying to help each other get better. If I see something, I'm going to say something. If they see something, they're going to say something. So just having that relationship and just being a pro about it, you know what I'm saying? The main goal is to win. That's what we're here for. So, however it shakes out, however it plays out, as long as we win, I think we'll all be happy.
Yeah, we were talking that you came in with playoff experience. That was one of the things that the general manager here, Trent Baalke, mentioned before. And now you guys can certainly lean on that a year later. Have you taken on more of a leadership role, you feel like, on the defensive side?
Yeah, definitely. We got a lot of guys that are kind of, have been around and seen different things. Guys that have been here, guys that have been in other places. We added some new pieces this year. So it's really just all hands on deck. You know what I'm saying? Really all hands on deck. Everybody's trying to pitch in and do what they can to help this team win. And I think that's what makes it special. We're all out here. We're just working together. We don't see any, what I'm saying? There's no animosity or anything like that. We're just out here working, trying to get better each and every day, perfect our craft.
All right, so go with the regime change from last year to this year, trying to wipe the board clean. 4 wins, we all know, wasn't good enough. What little things have you noticed that you think might lead to a few more dubs?
Man, just continuing to harp on the little things, especially now, bodies are starting to get a little banged up, a little tired. There's a way to practice. There's a standard that we have to hold ourselves to, and we have to bring that every single day if we want to be great. So just continuing to fight to do right and just continue on that standard every single day, no matter how we feel and how fatigued we are, how tired we are, hitting each other. You know what I'm saying? It's a way to do things. So as long as we continue to practice hard, and like I said before, iron sharpens iron, we'll be pretty sharp around.
Quick thought on Travis Hunter before we go, because that secondary, you guys, obviously, Jarian Jones wants to have that job. Travis Hunter's going to come in and contribute. Like you said, a 3 or 4 man battle for the position you're playing. What about Travis Hunter and the effect he's had?
Yeah, the thing with Travis, man, he's freakishly athletic, So right now, a lot of the things are, he can just let his technique do a lot of the work for him and then let the athleticism take over. With young guys, sometimes it tends to be an opposite way around. You rely on athleticism a little bit more, but it's a lot easier on you when you think technique first. But he's a sponge, man. He's anxious and excited to learn. He comes in every day with the right attitude, right mindset, obviously. I know you guys see all the tweets and stuff about him dancing all the time, never getting tired. But he's just got a great energy around him. It's infectious, so we're glad to have him.
Darnell Savage, we appreciate your time. You're fully healthy compared to last year, right? Ready to rock?
Feel great.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Some players are just built differently. Maybe he's not taking it personal that he's about to lose his job. Maybe there's no malice between him and his teammates, but doesn't seem to be taking it a little bit more personal. I wouldn't stand it. I couldn't. It would bother me.
Yeah.
It really would. He's not coming across that it bothers him. I don't know if he's taking it personal.
I think maybe they don't want to play that out in the media, that they want to just try and say all the right things, be professional. But you're right.
It can't become
right. Most players are cooking inside if they're not started. Right?
Yes.
So, we saw this movie last year, man.
Yeah.
And you can blame it on the lead guitarist all you want. You can blame it on Rick Nielsen all you want. We saw him out there last year. It was not that good.
Yeah,
it was not that good.
Yeah, I would say he was among the many that weren't anywhere near where you wanted them to be.
Yes, and you could say it's the DC and it's a new DC. Let's see how it works now.
Right.
Yeah.
That is kind of what I'm counting on. Let's just carry this conversation over.
That rolls into your Jacksonville ifs is what that does.
Right. I don't want to believe if it ain't true.
Here's another thing. If you're a player, you know when you play bad ball.
Yeah.
You know if you struggled during the season and that you need to rectify it to some capacity, whatever it may be.
All right, we'll keep going on that. A little college football we'll throw at you before we are through the 1 o'clock hour. It's XL Primetime on a Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday.
XL Primetime is driven by Duval Ford. He talks, he listens, he tells stories only a coach could know.
So you can learn more about the science of quarterbacking.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer, tuned up by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet. Friday mornings on 1010XL.
Yo, E.T. here, and I need you to beat the heat this summer with cool escapes and nonstop fun in Clay County. Tackle indoor adventures head on. Throw axes at Live by Axe or smash your stress away at Just Smash That. Then kick back with drinks, good food, and fandom vibes at Nakama Anime Bar or Leaderboard Arcade and Bar. Whether you're blowing off steam or just looking to chill, Clay County got your perfect indoor getaway. Find your cool at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com.
Frank Franzi here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Morton Anderson missed a chip shot field goal that launched the underdog Jaguars into the playoffs in 1996. You know who doesn't miss? Coyle & Sons Fencing. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coyle & Sons, keeping your business and home safe for nearly a century. That's 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com.
XL Primetime is back weekdays noon to 2, and on Wednesdays, join Dr. George Bari at 1:20 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Make sure you catch Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:20 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Calling all poker players. The Best Bet Summer Swing Series kicks off August 18th at Best Bet Orange Park with a $200 no-limit hold'em and a $100,000 guarantee. Next stop, Best Bet St. Augustine with a $150,000 guaranteed poker tournament. Then wrap it up Labor Day weekend in Jacksonville with a massive $300,000 guarantee. Play all three events and swing for big winnings. Get all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
The Golf Club of Southampton has big plans for 2026, renewing the greens plus plenty more. But right now is the time to take advantage of member opportunities before the big renovation. Now until the end of September, you can join and save 50% off their initiation fee plus $500 back in a gift card with a 12-month commitment. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Playability for every skill level and a huge practice area to hone your game. Lock in now and enjoy membership privileges at the Golf Club of Southampton.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah & Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Jacksonville.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
The 2025 NFL season is just around the corner, and we can't wait for you to be back at the bank. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are starting off the preseason going head-to-head with the Pittsburgh Steelers Saturday, August 9th. Be at the bank as the Jags take the field for the first time this season and grab your tickets for a 7 p.m. kickoff by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you soon, Jags fans.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
18 minutes After the 1 o'clock hour, XL Primetime, hanging out on a beautiful Wednesday. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Surge, JJ. Appreciate all of y'all. Any of you miss any of the show, you can go back on YouTube. Just search XL Primetime, punch it in, and listen or watch. We love it. It's really easy to do. Whatever you're doing, you can bring us along. That's for sure. All right, so the chatter here, we're talking about what's going to happen with the offensive line and what's going to happen with basically some of those decisions that need to be made. Meanwhile, up in Pittsburgh, they're still trying to figure out what Aaron Rodgers-led offense is going to look like. And I don't know what we're going to see Saturday night under the lights when Pittsburgh comes rolling in. But there was all this chatter about all the buzz when he came up to Steelertown. And you're familiar with the buzz that could be created up there. Anyway, what they've seen so far in practice hasn't necessarily captivated the imagination and energy of Steeler Nation right now. How do you think he's going to play? Not Saturday night. We may not even see him Saturday night. I don't even think we will. But how do you think he's going to play overall?
I mean, with that Steeler team, I mean, first of all, the protection has got to be rock solid, which they struggled with last year.
Yeah.
The running game struggled. So, I mean, those two components right there means Aaron Rodgers has to save the day. And I don't think he has enough. He's not the Aaron Rodgers of old. He's not the MVP Aaron Rodgers. He's down a couple of notches. Yeah. So, I mean, you've got to give him the tools around him to have the success. And I'm not sure offensively. I mean, yeah, he got Metcalf. I'm not sure offensively he has the tools around him.
At least one of the pieces of reporting is that he and DK Metcalf hadn't necessarily vibed in practice yet.
Yeah.
It's kind of like...
He's still late. He got there late.
Well, yeah.
Missed all of OTAs, right?
Yeah, he played his hand the way you expected Aaron Rodgers to play the hand.
Yeah.
Let's get through the draft. We'll figure it out after that, and then I'll make my decision, so on and so forth.
Missed minicamp. This is the first time he's with them right now.
I think he was out there for minicamp, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
but he's once he did say he was coming, he showed up for that stuff.
If they can protect him, he'll be a better option than Russ or Justin Fields. I can tell you that now.
We're talking about one of the greatest quarterbacks we've seen in the last 30 years, or more.
But that's the key. Can they protect him?
Yeah, and he's still, I believe, got a little bit healthier off that Achilles late last year, and can definitely be that.
He looked pretty good against this team. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and, you know, he
riddled and rattled them.
Good to get right team. You come here and get you
right. My gosh, man.
Right team, man.
Riddled and rattled them. All right, so yeah, and that's where we are. But I'm just curious.
Was Dewey playing in that game?
No, I don't think he was. Dewey wasn't even playing.
Go back and look at the play chart.
No, for some reason he was he was the other staff did not. They veered away from him.
Well, no,
especially the last year.
All right. Well, that was balky with some of his demands on his cheap trick defensive coordinator that he hired, I believe. Anyway, Dewey was in and out of the lineup. Remember, Dewey started the year hurt. Let's not forget that.
He did.
And he had to come back from that, and then finally was available and definitely contributed. And Dewey, God, I love the guy.
He did not play in that game.
He did not play. See, there you go.
That's
why that team had success against
Don't disrespect him, man.
I'm not.
Because you were going
kidding
there.
me?
You started out with, I love the guy, and I felt like a pause there, like there was going to be disrespect.
Did you think I was going to say but after that?
Yes.
Yeah. I love the guy. But
that's probably why Devontae Adams averaged 22 yards a catch.
It was
in
insane.
That game. Deweyless game.
Dewey's in there. He ain't averaged.
Oh, hell
no.
I'll just follow the
maybe 19, but not 22.
Not 24. No chance it's 24. But by the way, Aaron Rodgers in that game, he was just merely 16 of 30 for 289, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
It seemed worse.
It
seemed a lot worse.
Anytime you see Sports Center, NFL Network, they're all the big behemoth now together. But anytime you see Aaron Rodgers tape from last year, it's against this team.
Not only that, here's another thing. He led the Jets in rushing that game. 45 yards rushing.
It was against this team.
Yes.
He moved some chains.
Oh, my
That's some quality Rick Nielsen defense right
Coming
there,
off an Achilles tear. He's like 50 years old.
You cheap
averaged 8 yards a carry.
That's embarrassing.
It is.
I'm telling you, he pantsed this football team last year.
He did, absolutely.
Here. And Devontae Adams.
And yet another one possession score.
Yeah, and I think at the end, it wasn't pretty, the total game. But I think it was the next week because he was trying to line up his 500th touchdown. And I remember asking one of those perfectos that Devontae Adams, I think, caught his 100th, and maybe his 200, something like that.
So
Does that sound right?
Let me just go down the highlights of this game against the Jets. Okay, not only did they not have a turnover, the Jets.
I didn't mean to take us there.
The Jets did not have a turnover. They won a one-possession game against the Jags, and they outscored the Jags in the fourth quarter 15-9. That basically sums up the Jaguars.
I'll give you the worst, the grossest stat of the game.
Yeah.
Mac Jones threw the ball 46 times.
Oh, for the love of God.
That was when Peterson was just like, whatever.
That is literally the Jaguars in a nutshell last year, that game.
Just keep throwing it.
Doug looked at Press and said, call whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just keep chucking it.
Yeah, just call whatever you want. It drives you crazy. And so I want to cure all of these
Threw
things.
it 44, ran it 29.
Yeah.
They just throw it to Brian Thomas.
They had 73 plays in that game and lost by 7.
Yeah, that's a lot of plays. That is a lot of plays. But let's just get back to the safety real quick. And just
Jets had 53 plays in that game, by the way.
And by the way, they scored on a lot of those plays. It felt like 53 plays. They scored on. But when you get to the point where, okay, that will put you basically in full football cardiac arrest right there. If you're a Jaguar fan, to go back and hear and be haunted by some of that. So now you got to get it going on both sides of the ball and change it up dramatically. We all know that. But go back to that safety competition and giving up those types of plays. The Ronald Darby type of play that was given up last year. Can this team fix that? Have you seen enough in training camp? Because I leaned over at Coach Campbell today. Leon, I'll be honest. I said, I remember last year coming out of the joint practices against the Bucs, and I said, this secondary is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And I said, I beat myself up for that comment over and over and
I
over.
think you guaranteed 10 wins at that point,
I did not.
too.
I might have been a double-digit dude. I might have been. But I'm honestly, I really thought they were good against I thought they were working Baker Mayfield. I remember one play, Tyson Campbell against Mike Evans, and I'm thinking, that dude is ready for a big year.
Yeah, I think you were praising.
None of it
I think you were praising Rick Nielsen. It's the mustache. Remember, you were going to do like your little shirt about the stash is something. You were doing some kind of little alliteration with the stash.
I'll just tell you this: Ryan Nielsen, best mustache since Dave Wannstedt. Okay, and so I did fall in love with it. I'm not lying. But
the stash is trash.
Exactly. We all got hosed. All of us got hosed on that one.
We did. We fell for it.
So, Leon, do you see the back seven slight improvement big improvement?
Well, here's the thing. Like Coach said when he was here, I mean, bro, half the battle is the information that you obtain.
Very true.
You get the information, then you get the information, then you communicate it, then you go full speed.
Yeah,
that's as simple as that. That's at any position,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the breakdown. Is that you got to get the information, you got to be able to decipher the information, then you communicate it amongst your guys, and then you go full speed. Until this team does that at the back end, secondary, like you said, bro, we couldn't cover a bunch. We didn't know how to stop a bunch set to save our lives.
Yeah, that's still a head scratcher in the NFL.
In the NFL,
it's still a head scratcher.
Paid professionals,
yeah,
don't know how to stop a bunch.
Yeah, and so I know that we're gonna. I gotta believe we're gonna see a better product. Just how much better of a product? How much deeper is this football team?
I believe in Campanile.
I do too.
I'm dead serious too. I do. Yeah. I love the way he coaches.
Campanile,
hands-on,
not fragile. Okay.
See, now that's good. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. There's your little alliteration in your T-shirt. There you go.
Yes. And so he's going to win a major award at the end of the year. Okay. I was throwing those out left and right.
I'd be elated if someone hired him as their head coach after this year, because then that would mean that defense is just a
that is
top
what
10 defense.
Yeah, that is what you want to see. People haven't been rushing in to hire guys. That's true. So. Back to the line, okay, Leon? And we've had some questions on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. One of them's like, why don't you put Pat McCary at left tackle if he's not winning the right guard position? That's an extremely important position. Yeah, and you can't just move these guys around. You're asking them skill set wise to do a lot of different things.
Why don't we put the sofa in the kitchen?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it doesn't belong there. No. I mean, you can't ask a guy who's playing guard to just all of a sudden play the second most important position on the offense.
Yeah, it's huge.
You need somebody premium. You need somebody premier there that's elite, that can protect the blind side. The blind side of your franchise quarterback.
Exactly. So we heard what Grant Udinski said earlier, and I promise you, at practice, there have been some experimentals going on, Okay, not hallucinogenics, but just some experimental.
Yes,
and they're taking a look at 74 on one side of the ball, or one side of the line, and the other side. They're taking a look at 72 on one side of the line and the other side.
And 77 too.
Yeah, and they already did that with the scrimmage.
Yeah,
and they're taking a look at 65 in more than one position.
Let me tell you what that is. That's panic.
I tend to agree with you.
Not panic. Okay, panic's probably a bad word.
Yeah,
that's we've got to find something.
Okay, that's the way I was going to phrase it. We've got to get it right. We've got to get it right.
It's almost the old college thing of let's just put our best 5 out there.
Yeah, and I don't. They can't. It's so easy to say that, but can they do that? We're talking about a lot of instruction.
They did that last year, and Walker Little got hurt.
Right. I don't know that you can do that.
Right. I don't think you can either. And here's the other crazy thing, and this is where we are right now, just at the very least right now. I hope it changes. Who is the best offensive lineman on that team right now? Has been the most consistent. It's number 65. His name is Ezra.
Yeah. No.
Right now.
No.
Right
now. I thought you were going to say Udoga. I was going to say Udoga.
I say
his name is Ezra.
Ezra.
No, I don't agree. Yeah. I think he's had a good camp, but he is not as good. Not as good as Udoga.
If it was a 100-meter race, they'd be naked. Udoga I get Udoga a little bit.
Udoga won a job. Not even 3 weeks in the camp. He's won a job.
He's moved up in press, and I will still go to the wall saying, I don't know. I may be dead wrong, but I don't know that he's won that job other than they are experimenting everywhere. He might have won the job.
According to Mark Long of the Associated Press.
I'm just telling you.
Deal.
Mark had Fred Johnson taking over for Walker Little. I mean, come on.
I'm telling you, he has sources that are telling
this. I love
this.
Mark. But let's just see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. Let's see where we go next on XL Primetime.
XL Primetime, driven by Big Number 1 Duval Ford, elite service for elite companies.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hard Rock Bet is gearing up for football season, and you need to as well. Joe C. to remind you how easy it is to download the Hard Rock Bet app and start surveying those lines for all the big college football games. They'll be here before you know it, plus all the future bets, total team wins, who wins the conference, and who plays for the Natty. Check out Hard Rock Bet or hit the Hard Rock Bet app now. Football season is on its way. Get ready at hardrock.bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Whether your AC needs a quick fix, a full replacement, or just a little TLC, Duck Air Conditioning has got you covered with fast and honest service. Call 904-862-6769 to get your cool back, or online at duckduckac.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to american-electrical.com and see how they can help you.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
I-9 Sports covers the First Coast with all kinds of sports for kids ages 3 to 17. Fall and winter registration is open right now, like girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of co-ed programs in the Tri-County area to keep your kids active. And being part of a team creates great camaraderie and commitment. Year-round sports all across the First Coast. St. John's, Duval, and Clay, sign up now for the fall and winter. It's all at i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. That's i9sports.com.
It's hurricane season. Protect your home with 904 Gutters with a Z. That's right. Z as in zone defense for your home. Water damage hits hard. 904 Gutters with a Z hits back harder. Search 904 Gutters with a Z and make the right call.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
We crank on a Wednesday afternoon, hump day. Already through half of your week into the second half. Hopefully it's good, productive, promising as you get closer and closer to some fall ball. It is going to be happening before you know it. Under the lights, Saturday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll see how much we see of any of these guys. We've been talking a lot about how things are going to work out depth chart-wise and who's going to battle and who's going to win. And we'll find out what this line's going to look like. I'm just going to come away with one basic thing that I've settled in on, and this might be a little bit of a wish and a hope, which you guys know I kind of live in that world far too much. But I believe a better running game and a quick passing game is going to help this whomever is up front with this offensive line. Because this offense, and I love what Coach Duff was saying, that it's going to give defenses a lot to figure out. Not going to overload the offense, tell me what you think, but still make defenses have to think. Because the running backs can catch the football. They can get the ground game going with that, then you got a chance for this line to be successful.
I want this offense to be unpredictable. Even Coach said, sometimes just letting Trevor run stresses the defense. The unpredictability of the offense is what's going to cause problems for the defense in my assessment. But what I'm going to be watching Saturday is not so much the offensive lines in pass protection. I want to see how they run the ball. Because effectively, I think Liam wants to establish the ground game first and foremost, right, and then play action it. So I'm going to be watching the offensive line, how physical they are up front.
I will say this, and I don't know how you can avoid this. It at least has to be brought up as a possibility. There may be some PTSD from that hit against the Texans. And I know that wasn't a planned role. That wasn't a planned QB run. But when you get hit like that, that changes things, man. When you have an extended time off because of a concussion, that changes things. And I agree with you. I think he's very athletic. I think he's a lot faster than people think he is. He's a long strider, which is dangerous out there in the open field. But, man, you get hit like that.
All right.
You start to reassess things.
We don't.
Well, you don't. But if you're a quarterback, if you're 310 pounds and the baddest man on the field you don't.
Yeah.
But guess what? And I'm not even saying what you're saying isn't possible, because it certainly is. Hits change everything, like we always say. But it also may make him hopefully morph into an angry player, okay, that says, I got this, and this, and you're all going to have to deal with it now, okay? I feel good. I'm healthy. I've come through all these injuries. We've sucked for far too long. I'm part of that. I want to change that. And so now you're going to get, because honestly, and you guys know I've been preaching this, and I love when Coach Duff, any of the other guys say it, you get him on the move. Baker Mayfield and Liam Cohen's offense could move, maneuver, operate, and deliver. Baker turned into a baller, right? And the only guy that I saw last year playing quarterback that could stiff arm a guy and complete a pass on the same play.
Right.
That's what he did.
They moved the pocket for Baker. Like,
Which
he
is
rarely took off and ran.
That's what but he still moved.
He had the ability to, no doubt.
Heck yeah. I'm just simply saying, Trevor, I believe, can morph into just looking and going, you know what? I'm a chiseled beast, okay? I'm 6'6".
I don't know if he's a chiseled beast.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? As a quarterback. I'm 6'6".
More of
I'm
a sinewy,
220
lanky
pounds.
guy.
He's a little, but he can move. I mean, come on.
He can, and I agree with Mark Duffner. Get him outside. I agree with that.
Yeah, and
roll the pocket a little bit. Totally agree. Put the defense in conflict.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
And that's we're talking about some beautiful wrinkles to an offense that will change everything. Josh Allen can now take off and run and basically see everything in slow motion. He's so good at it. And you know what I'm talking about. Once you get a feel for that, you freak some defenses out. You make guys stay at home because they're worried X could happen, as opposed to coming with a full-on.
Right, but I mean, let's also not forget, he's got a history of fumbling.
Well, yeah, I get all those things. We're talking about cleaning things up.
And we all know what the callous disregard of the football does.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yes, it's terrible. Absolutely.
He was fumbling without taking off and running.
Right. That's kind of my point, Joe.
I guess the big difference between the two is that he was stuck in the pocket and then took off. Now, if you have design runs and you obviously know when to get down, I don't know how you can't look at his skill set and say, I need more of that.
No, I don't disagree with you at all. All I was saying, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I don't think you can discount the fact that in the back of his mind, that dude took a hit.
Yes. Very true.
I mean, but in this day and age, pocket passes don't stretch defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Even Patrick Mahomes, who stays in the pocket, they know that he's got wheels. If he gets out in the corner, he gets out the edge, he can do something. Yeah. We don't need Trevor to be a pocket passer. If he has this capability, then he can get us 10, 15, 20 yards. Just learn how to get down, okay?
5 yards. Just get 5 yards.
Just
How about that?
I'm telling you, it's there, it's real, and it could be so much more of this offense. One of our texters, can we teach Trevor how not to fumble the ball when he runs? Yeah, 100%, man, because that's the most important thing. One thing to throw a pick 20, 30 yards down the field. It's another thing to drop the ball in your own backfield.
But to be fair to Trevor, he was rolling out trying to pick up 5 yards, and he slid, and he got annihilated.
Yeah, but look,
it was
I
a cheap
think
shot.
A lot of guys get shots and they get back up and they come back better than ever.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'd rather
disagreeing
look
with
at
you
it that way than
yes.
than the
But
other.
all I'm saying is I don't think you can discount that. That you get hit like that. I don't think you can discount that. That's not like back in the side.
No, it was severe.
Maybe the hit made him 20-22 Trevor again.
I like that. See, there you go. I like some of that. And so if you can get it, if we just get to a point where the sum total of what the quote generational one was when he came in, and I honestly, all you got to do is go back and think of a couple of the runs when they were on their way to the Natty. Dude would take off and make a play. And so he starts to realize that is as much a part of his game. It's not a panic move. It's not the pocket.
But that's also he's also in college where he's running faster than 90% of the guys in the field too.
Yeah, but he still can do that. If Baker Mayfield can take off and improvise, Trevor damn sure can work with a moving pocket and bootleg.
Yes,
and
I
get
would
some
agree
of
with that completely.
Action.
Yes, roll him outside. Yes,
and so he's got to be able to throw on the run accurately. And tell me this real quick, Big. Have you seen some of the rollouts? And I think I've seen,
I've seen
a
some
more accurate thrower.
Yeah, I have. Absolutely. Yeah. I've seen a lot of rollouts. I mean, I've seen some pocket passes that he's throwing that have been on point. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. That will fix a lot of things. It'll make your defense better. It'll make your offense better.
I mean, honestly, I would not say he's having a great camp. I would say he's just having a camp right now.
Why am I not shocked?
He's saving.
Well, you've seen it too, Joe. Don't say that.
I know, but I'm just looking at you. I'm half full. You're half empty. You know that.
Right, but at the end of the day, we're both half.
Yeah.
The cup is still half.
And I think the consensus opinion based on people I've read and heard here at 1010 is like right in the middle. Like he hasn't been spectacular.
Right.
He's just been making the plays, but he also hasn't had too many terrible days except for yesterday.
Right. I wouldn't say he's had too many. I agree with that consensus. And
yes,
I
wouldn't either.
That's why I'm saying I'm above half. because he is making more, at least the way I see it, a few more dime throws. He still has some inaccurate
I would agree with that. I would say
dime type of throw.
I would say I'm above half too. No doubt about it. But my point is, just above half is not getting you to 10 wins.
No. I think above half, if this defense is getting better, if this offense is just now, he's picking it all up and all that type of stuff.
That 7-game stretch in 2022, it was overflowing. Yeah. The glass was overflowing.
Yeah, a lot was going. Yeah, a lot.
Listen, you know, here we don't watch practice. He's a gamer.
Here we go.
All right,
the lights are on, right?
Mic drop. XL Primetime.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. When it's smooth as silk, Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
If a storm impacts our area, JEA is ready to respond. Our team of over 2,000 employees is prepared to move in when the storm moves on. Once restoration efforts begin, we won't stop until everyone is back online. And we'll keep you informed with real-time updates at JEA.com and the MyJEA app. We're ready for storm season and want you to be too. Visit JEA.com/storm to learn what you can do now to prepare.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use. Depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. I also go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season finally upon us, and with that comes cooler weather. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business, so give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner with honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, my takeaway is that new name for this offensive line is Scrabble Board. All right, that's the new name for it. And I don't blame the coaches. I blame the players. Absolutely blame the players. That no one has solidified their position to where the coaches are confident enough to say, "This is your job. This is your." We can calmly and confidently say, "Our position that this guy and this guy is unique. No need to change." So that's on the offensive line. The fact that they have not shown the coaches enough as far as talent and ability to say that they are sticklers at that position.
Yeah.
So.
And and my takeaway is, and the expectation is that offensive line is going to protect the most important piece of this franchise. So it's got to be a little bit of hesitation right now, a little bit. If there's any kind of hesitation coming out of this camp, it's got to be that. It's got to be, all right, that cat needs to be protected, or there's going to be problems. It's not. He is. We've talked about the word generational all over the place. He's not Joe Burrow. He cannot withstand 70 sacks and still lead a team to the Super Bowl. Just not what it's going to be. They have to be able to protect him.
Yeah, I feel like with our last discussion and everything that we've kind of pulled out of what we've seen so far, we were dying to see what a less predictable offense was going to look like. I think this is more of what you need to be successful in the NFL now with a run game. Run game had a reincarnation, a renaissance last year with Saquon Barkley and hell, even Derrick Henry. But the renaissance of the River City will also come with a run game. And I guarantee you, fellas, Liam Cohen, if he can run the play action, which is what he basically did down in Tampa and what he got from Sean McVay, you're going to see a whole different Trevor. It will be empowering. And you'll see a better offensive line if they can run the ball. Now, you say, wait a minute. Hey, dummy.
But you have to be a better offensive line to run the ball.
Yeah, you got to have a better. So we're going to find out if quick game passing with the running backs gets bodies off the line of scrimmage, and then that offensive line really starts to get that gap block scheme going, well, then, yeah, they're going to look a hell of a lot better. And they haven't looked that way. So I'm just, again, playing the part of a believer. That will make Trevor so much more effective. It will be, we're talking about unlocking a guy and getting a true offense rolling in this town again. One that includes the run and the pass. When you were a star, there was a run and a passing game, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was.
and we've gone through periods where, of course, you had it great when you had Freddie T and Jimmy and Keenan, and then you went through the years where MJD was the only thing this offense was. And then you had a handful of other guys that were great at times, but we have never, not in a while, had solid run game and solid passing game. When was the last time? Can you think of it?
Solid run and pass?
Yeah.
That 7-game stretch in 2022.
Yeah, and it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And everything was working at that point, and that was a healthy ETN. That was obviously a mistake-free Trevor. When you're throwing 12 scores and 1 pick, that's pretty damn good.
That was the definition of outlier, by the way.
But, well, yes, yeah. I'm not even going to say what you just said because I'm not even going to say what I'm thinking about what you just said. But what I am thinking is that if this team can get a run game and a passing game going, everything is going to be that much better. Just like this guy right here.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Tommy Mack joins us now. He makes it that much better, right? Although I'm towering over
I feel
the
like
former
short.
middle linebacker.
I feel really short here, man.
Yeah.
Put the bad person in the chair right now. It's not working. I don't know what's going on. It's okay. I can survive.
Listen, I don't like that. I get very uncomfortable. You let me sink in my chair, I get very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm the same. I like to be nice and tall.
Yeah, I
but
like to
I'm
be up
good.
there.
I lifted earlier. I feel good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Exactly. By the way, we at least like to get a little bit of your workout routine. So what's your bench press? What is it like?
Oh,
what's
I
your
don't
routine?
do. I'll do, and it's all Smith machine stuff, right? Because Planet Fitness doesn't have the regular flat bench. I'll do like 2 plates on each side for like 15 to 20 kind of stuff.
See, I just love hearing that.
But that's it. I don't go I mean, I can't do anything more than that.
Leon would come in and say, "Yeah, I'd pick up the."
He can do something like nothing, like
not
it's a
anymore.
feather.
No.
You know what? Can I tell him a quick story? I remember us doing dumbbell presses, and I thought I was big and strong, doing like 100s, 110s for like a lot of reps. Leon lays down with 130s, and he turns them. Let's see, that would be parallel instead of perpendicular, like elbows in. And he, remember this? And he threw them around like it was like 10 to 15 times. I was like, now that's a strong dude.
I didn't even know they made dumbbells that are 130
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, they got it, bro.
I used to keep them in close because that's how I punch. My punch was always in close.
Yeah.
So that's how I kept my
All right,
core.
so what do you guys got cooking?
Well, of course, we're going to talk about Jags training camp today, a little bit better for the offense. We're going to get a visit from Brooke Pryor, ESPN Pittsburgh, talk about what to expect from the Steelers. And we're also going to get into a little fantasy and talk about that fantasy guide that with Trent here at 1010XL and talk about how he put that together and what to look forward to. So,
Beautiful.
Not a big fantasy guy, but I think I'm going to learn how to be maybe one. You know?
Yeah, maybe. Listen, you have other fantasies that you work with. All right, so
band fantasies.
We'll
baby.
talk to you later.
Friday night.
All right. Tommy Mack ready to come up with
The dad bods.
with Taylor and Lauren, helmets and heels coming up. Ozzy, I like to call Trent Ozzy because it's Trent Osborne. He got that fantasy football guy going. Look for it on social media. We are done. The Golf Club of Southampton. Hopefully see you later on, the 9 after 5. Call 287-PLAY. Get on the tee sheet. We're looking good weather-wise, so drop on by. Big Sirs, Matty Hayes, Joe C, and JJ. Last day of practice tomorrow.
XL Prime Time, driven by Duval Ford.